Hey crafty friends, it's Joy here. Welcome back to my channel. My video today is part of my Handmade Christmas series, and I'm going to be showing you how I added layers to my card. It's going to be a really pretty snowflake card, and I'm using Gina K's Stamp Timber stamp set. I haven't even been able to use that yet, so I am super excited about that. So let's get going on this card. I want to start with our background layers first, and I'm going to use some distress grit paste. This first layer is going to be the translucent grit paste. On white cardstock, I am using Gina K Designs, what is this called? I'm going to remember here. Oh, Festival Stencil. Okay. The Festival Stencil from Gina K, I'm going to apply that to this white cardstock. I realized I didn't need to cover the whole center, so that's why I didn't, because the center part of this will be covered. But look at how pretty that is. I'm going to set that aside to dry, and then let's do our second background. I'm using Parcel wrap from Cardstock Warehouse. It's a Kraft cardstock, but it's a lighter Kraft cardstock. I didn't want a really darker one. I did trim this down 1/4 inch on all sides. I will be using that same stencil, the Festive stencil, but this time I'm using the regular grit paste, so it's opaque. I love this for snow, and I'm going to just cover this whole background, and then I can set this aside to dry as well. But when I peel this back, it looks so super pretty against the Kraft cardstock. I did kind of a different color scheme than I normally do, and I will have to say, bringing Kraft cardstock into your Christmas cards is really stunning. So if you have not done that, you should definitely try it. When we peel back the stencil, it reveals the magic. Okay, so before I started my card, I did take some of that texture paste and I just smeared it on some white cardstock. This was 80-pound Nina cardstock. I wanted it to be a little bit thinner. And I am using Whimsy Stamp's bold ABC dies to die cut the word snow. That's what I want on the front of my card. And I thought it would be fun to have texture from the texture paste. And so these do have a little bit of texture. When you run it through the die cut machine, it does kind of flatten it a little bit, but it still had some, and I was really happy with how it turned out. On a piece of white cardstock, I'm just doing some quick ink blending with Salvaged Patina Distress Oxide ink because I want to die cut some snowflakes. This is the Snowflake Trio die from Gina K Designs. A lot of this was from a kit that I had gotten a while back from her, probably last year, but these things are sold separately, so I will have them linked for you below. And if something is not there, I'll try to find something that is comparable. There's 3 snowflakes obviously in the trio, but I'm only using 2 because we have another big snowflake that I'm going to be using from the Sparkling Season Stamp Timber stamp set. So if you got that, it's so pretty, and I haven't even got to use it yet, like I mentioned at the beginning of this video. So I am so glad that I was able to use it today. I'm just using my tool-in-one to poke out all the little pieces that we don't want in our die. And then I'm also going to die cut these 2 from white cardstock as well because I want to layer them. I did talk about having layers, so we did create 2 background layers. Now we're going to have layers with our snowflakes, and then we're going to have some more layers here in just a little bit. Check out this Misty. This is the Tailored Expressions exclusive Misty, and I got it in the mail, and it's so pretty. I love it. I love it. That is my favorite color, so I'm super excited about it. Anyways, here are the images from that Stamp Timber stamp set from Gina K Designs. I am inking it up with, the Salvaged Patina, but I'm going to do 2nd generation stamping. So I'm stamping it first on that grid paper to get a lot of the ink off. Then I'm replacing my white cardstock and then stamping it one more time. So now it's going to be a lighter color. I did not want it super dark. I am using the coordinating dies because I did buy those when I got the stamp set through Stamp Timber. Now, I want to do some distressing on the edge of this panel, so I'm taking my scissors, I'm running it down the sides, which is going to really rough it up and kind of fray the edges. I love this look. I don't do it often. I don't know, I just don't do it, but I felt like this card really, really needed it. It is kind of messy with that grit paste, but it totally works. I'm also cutting little pieces in the sides, roughing that up and kind of folding up and rolling up the little piece that I cut, just to give it like a scroll kind of look, like an old scroll. I guess that was my idea. I'm also curling up some of the little corner pieces just to really get this give it a good distressed look. And it was a lot of fun because I feel like you can't mess up when you're doing this, and you can do as much or as little as you like. But I definitely liked the rolled up pieces and the rolled up edges. I just felt like that was really pretty. And I think there's something about that with like perfect snowflakes. I don't know. I just think it turned out so, so lovely. So that is all done. And now we can put this card together. I'm using some low profile foam tape to adhere the Kraft piece to the white panel. And so we'll have a nice little frame, and both of them have layers and textures. This has a lot of texture and it has a lot of layers. I like how this card came together. I want foam tape behind that stamped snowflake, and I'm going to place that at the bottom. And then the other two snowflakes, again, we die cut that from the inked up background and then white. I'm going to offset these snowflakes just a little bit to kind of beef them up and give them, you know, layering them. So that works out really, really nice. They both have that light teal color, so it's not overpowering on this background. I wanted everything to still be kind of soft and light. I'm going to glue those into place with liquid glue because that's going to hold the best against the distress, the grit paste. Now I'm using the Distress Mica Flakes. I love these. I'm just using some liquid glue and just adding little spots of this and then sprinkling on the mica flakes and then just tapping off the excess. So there's just going to be little spots on this card that are really shiny from that. So that's another layer that we're going to be putting onto this card. You can do obviously as much or as little as you'd like. I'm not doing it on the white background. I'm just doing it on the Kraft background. I think I'm adding a couple more little spots here, and then that's done. Look at how pretty. All right, let's add our word here. I'm adding little pieces of foam tape. Normally, you guys who follow me know that I add layers of the same die cut to beef it up, but the S was going to hang off of the snowflake, and so I needed to add 2 layers of foam tape, and I needed it to be even, so that's why I went the foam tape route. So the rest of these we're going to sit on top of the snowflake, which is already popped up with 1 piece of foam tape. So that's why the S is going to have 2 pieces of foam tape. That way it's the same height as the rest of the letters. So I'm going to pop that in place. And remember, this has that texture paste on it, and so it really just kind of gives it a fun, unique look. Now we have those other little stamped snowflakes from that Sparkling Season Stamped Timber set, and we die cut those. I'm just going to glue those around on the background. I wanted to have a lot more snowflakes because this is a snowflake card, and I love snowflakes. Oh my goodness. And then I am using Spellbinders Crystal Mix Gems, and I want to add those to the centers of the 3 large snowflakes. And they do have adhesive on the back, so that's perfect. They're just going to pop right in place. And then this will be attached to a white A2 size card base. Now let's take a look at this card and all of the layers and all of the texture, and isn't this so, so pretty? And obviously you can stamp whatever sentiment you want on the inside of the card, but I love how this turned out. Thank you guys so very much for stopping by and watching. I hope that you enjoyed this video, and I hope that you feel inspired. You guys have a really wonderful day. Bye.